Well, all schools in the country will be closed from Monday, or public schools, until the 23rd of August 2020. President Cyril Ramaphosa made the announcement after consulting all stakeholders on the matter. They've agreed this is the best move to protect the lives of both educators and learners.
After a week of intensive calls for schools to close amid the rising number of COVID-19 cases in the country, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that public schools will take a month off. However, grade 12 learners and educators will only close schools for a week. Grade 7 learners will also return back to the classroom on the 10th of August.
Cabinet has decided today that all public schools should take a break for the next 4 weeks. Now, this has also been the experience in a number of other countries, where schools have opened and have also had to close due to the circumstances that each country has had to confront. This means that schools will be closed from the 27th July and will reopen on the 24th of August. There are, however, some exceptions. Grade 12 learners and teachers will only take a 1-week break from now, returning to school on the 3rd of August. Grade 7 learners will take a 2-week break, returning to school on the 10th of August. Specific arrangements will be made for different categories of special schools.
The closure will also affect the schooling calendar. This will see the 2020 academic year extended into next year.
As a result of the disruptions caused by the pandemic, the current academic year will be extended beyond the end of 2020. The Minister of Basic Education will provide details on the management of the remainder of the school year. We have taken a deliberately cautious approach to keep schools closed during a period when the country is expected to experience its greatest increase in infections.
The National School Nutrition Program will continue to operate during the month-long break. Parents will be able to collect their children's food from their respective schools. While the latest announcement by the President gives clear instructions for public schools, private schools were not mentioned in the President's speech. Mahlako Komane, SABC News, Johannesburg.
All right, just to make perfectly clear, the dates are they'll close from the 27th. Public schools will close from the 27th of July and reopen on the 24th of August. I want to get more reaction now. The Congress of South African Students is threatening to shut down all private schools still operating during the next 4 weeks. COSAS says the closure of public schools highlights the inequality of learners in the country and exposes the gap between the rich and the poor. Let's get the very latest and a perspective now from COSAS's Secretary General, Teboho Magafane. Teboho, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, my leader. How are you?
I am better than I deserve, sir. More importantly, it's the well-being, I guess, of our children now going to school. Did Cabinet make the right call, do you think? Is it consistent with the advice of the World Health Organization, which argues, Teboho, for a balanced consideration of the educational needs of the child and the trends in the development of the disease? What's your take?
Look, we are not happy the way the President addressed this matter. He exposed inequality in the education system. You can't say learners in public school must not go to school. Then those who are in private schools, they must go to school. And remember that most of kids who are in private schools, they are their kids.
Yeah.
Meaning our government is saying those who understand poverty, those who are poor, they must remain poor. Those whom their parents they have stolen enough now, they are stealing for their dogs. they must continue to be rich. So it's unfair, and we are worried who's advising the president and the command council.
Teboho, my understanding, and I speak under correction, is that many private schools will be off anyway. I think they close from next week, and they only open in early September.
Look, the president was supposed to say all schools. He was not supposed to characterize that public and whatsoever. It shows that in South Africa we have two countries in one country. So we are worried about our president, and will continue to advise the ANC, because we can see that our country is led by non-thinkers. It's unfair. Why the president did not include camps for grade 12, because we stated all our demands that grade 12 must go to academic camps, but he failed to say that thing to our people yesterday. And
Teboho, you want grade 12s to go to academic camps. Why academic camps? When you say academic camps, what do you mean? Outside of the school building?
Yes, outside the school building.
So what is the reason for that?
Remember that the academic calendar has been disrupted by the COVID-19, and our learners are not the same academically. So we want our constituency to be assisted. And remember, when you walk a long distance, it's where you call COVID. But when we are one place, it says before they go to those camps, they must be tested. Those camps, they must be fumigated. But our president did not touch that because of one thing we know, and we can see, because of business approach. They want, when learners they go to school, their friends must get tenders of PPEs in our expense. So we can't allow that thing as the organization.
I just want to understand where you are, where your mind is with regards to these academic camps. So you're saying for grade 12 learners, you want to take this cohort and put them in this camp, and so they can't come home. Is that basically what you're saying? You put them there for a period of time so that they finish their studies. So you need to accommodate them at this camp.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Remember that they are going to tertiary institutions, and they must be given an opportunity to expose them so that they can do better. Remember, most of our leaders, they have ripped off kids from public school. So now as the organization, we want to show them that a black child can do better. You see, I think our leaders are still sleeping. We must wake them up. The approach that President took yesterday is a reactionary approach, because it doesn't mean when you write IEB, you are special than the one that is writing a senior a certificate. They go to one university, they go to one workplace. What is the difference? There's something wrong mentally about our president and his advisors and the command council.
COVID-19 has no doubt exposed the deep inequalities of South Africa. And it's not only in education. We're talking about the triple threat in South Africa, the unemployment, inequality, poverty. This is what we're talking about, and this is what COVID-19 has done in terms of South Africa, not only South Africa, but many parts of the country. But, Teboho, scientists say this disease is going to be with us for a long time. What sort of sustainable solutions are you putting forward, besides the camps, in order to get over this hurdle?
Look, the only solution that we have as the organization, grade 12 must go to academic camps. Remember, I'm not a doctor whereby I can tell you what must happen regarding a medical status. I'm not. I'm a leader of young people that is thinking for young people with this collective. So we have taken a decision to save academic camps, to save lives of our constituency, they must go to academic camps so that they can go and compete with those whom their parents are stealing. Because we can see those that their parents are stealing, they are taken they're taken as if they are so important to the country. But the president, what he must know is that we are going to take out private schools.
For argument's sake, so my understanding, and again I speak under correction, we're going to get the independent bodies to come on air and give us a sense of where they are in terms of the closure of schools. So my understanding is that they close next week and only open in September. Argument's sake, they are open for the next 4 weeks. You threatening now to shut down these private schools. The pushback you'll get is that shouldn't that be left up to the parents and the teachers of the various schools to make that decision, and it's not your decision? What's your response to that?
Look, we want to expose inequality. Even if educators they make noise, we don't care. What is the difference between IEB learners and senior certificate learners? There is no difference. So even if they can make noise, even the independent body can make noise, we don't care as the organization. All of them, they belong to one country that is led by President Cyril, who's a non-thinker, and his collective there in government. So.
All right, Teboho, we hear you. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
We don't care because we feel as if our president doesn't care about those whom are poor. He only cares about his advisors and his colleagues.
All right, we've got a bit of a bad line there, but we get your point. Thank you very much indeed for your time.